The recognition of Hong Kong with the Nobel Prize in Literature marks a profound moment. Not only for South Korean letters but for the global literary landscape. This award, bestowed by the Swedish Academy, acknowledges her intense poetic prose that confronts historical traumas and exposes the fragility of human life. This powerful summation by the Academy underscores the singular artistry that has defined Han Kang's career. A career dedicated to meticulously dissecting the human condition through the lens of suffering, memory, and an unyielding search for meaning. Her work is a testament to literature's vital capacity to illuminate the darkest corners of human experience, offering not solace in avoidance, but understanding through unflinching engagement. This necessitates a deep dive into her catalogue, tracing the philosophical currents that run through her major works and understanding the meticulous craft that has earned her such distinguished acclaim. The very essence of humanity, stripped bare and examined with both brutal honesty and profound tenderness, forms the bedrock of her narrative universe. Han Kang's literary journey is a profound exploration of the human condition, intricately woven with the threads of suffering, violence, and the enduring quest for meaning. Her approach is characterized by an unwavering commitment to confronting the often painful realities of existence, eschewing any form of escapism for a deep, often visceral engagement with what it means to be human when faced with suffering, violence, and the persistent search for self. This unblinking dedication to truth, even when it is stark and difficult, has resonated deeply on a global scale, culminating in a significant recognition of the 2024 Nobel Prize in Literature. At the heart of Kang's work lies a persistent inquiry into the nature of humanity itself, particularly when tested by extreme adversity. She does not shy away from the darker aspects of human capacity, nor from the devastating impact of historical and personal traumas. Instead, she meticulously dissects these experiences, seeking to understand not only their genesis and manifestation but also their lingering echoes within individuals and societies. Her narratives often serve as a conduit for memories that have been suppressed or marginalized, giving voice to generations that have endured immense hardship, particularly in the context of South Korean history marked by state violence and political upheaval. The core of her philosophical inquiry often revolves around the inherent duality within human nature, the capacity for both profound cruelty and extraordinary resilience. She posits that understanding the depths of human pain is not an act of morbid fascination, but a crucial step towards fostering empathy and a deeper connection to our shared humanity. This requires a willingness to confront the universal presence of violence, in its most overt and its most insidiously covert forms, and to acknowledge its pervasive influence on the human psyche and societal structures. Kang's work challenges readers to move beyond superficial understanding, urging a deeper introspection into the foundations of human behavior and the complex interplay between individual experience and collective historical memory. The very essence of her literary project is this persistent, courageous interrogation of the human spirit under duress. Her literary journey began with works that, while less widely recognized internationally at the time, already hinted at the thematic preoccupations that would later define her acclaimed novels. These early explorations laid the groundwork for her signature style, a unique blend of lyrical beauty and stark realism. It is through this consistent artistic vision that she has cultivated a profound understanding of the human psyche, particularly its capacity to endure immense hardship. The Swedish Academy's citation highlights her ability to confront historical traumas, a theme that resonates deeply within the context of South Korea's complex and often painful past. However, her engagement with trauma extends beyond the purely historical. She probes the personal, the familial, and the existential, demonstrating how collective wounds seep into the fabric of individual lives. This dual focus, on the vast sweep of history and the intimate landscape of the soul, creates a narrative density that is both intellectually stimulating and emotionally resonant. Her prose, often described as both tender and brutal, achieves a delicate balance, allowing readers to grapple with difficult truths without succumbing to despair. This nuanced approach to human suffering is a hallmark of her literary genius, positioning her as a crucial voice in contemporary literature. A central pillar of Han Kang's philosophical investigations concerns the pervasive and multifaceted nature of violence. She contends that violence is not merely an isolated act of aggression but a pervasive undercurrent that shapes human experience, both overtly and covertly. Her novels delve into scenarios of extreme, overt brutality, where state-sponsored oppression or interpersonal conflict erupts with devastating force. Yet, Kang is equally concerned with the institutionalized and normalized covert violence in everyday life. This includes forms of violence that are often overlooked or accepted as part of the social fabric, such as systemic discrimination, psychological manipulation, and the quiet erasure of individual agency. She articulates this broad scope by stating, "You could say that my books are variations on this theme of human violence." This encompasses the brutal realities of state-sponsored brutality, such as the historical events that form the backdrop for some of her most significant works, the insidious dynamics of domestic gender violence, and the chillingly vast human capacity for inflicting harm upon one another. Her exploration of this theme is not an exercise in cataloging atrocities, but rather a deep philosophical probe into the roots of aggression and its profound consequences. Kang seeks to understand how societal structures, historical legacies, and individual psychologies converge to perpetuate cycles of violence. By examining the universality of violence, she compels readers to confront uncomfortable truths about themselves and the societies they inhabit, urging a critical reassessment of the forces that drive human beings to inflict suffering. Her literary project, therefore, becomes a crucial examination of the human capacity for both destruction and, conversely, the enduring strength that emerges from enduring it. The enduring impact of historical traumas and collective suffering forms a crucial nexus within Han Kang's literary explorations. Her narratives often serve as a powerful conduit for the memories of generations that suffered state violence, bringing to light experiences that have been deliberately suppressed or collectively forgotten. This engagement with the past is not merely an academic exercise but a deeply personal and empathetic act of remembrance. Specific historical events, such as the Gwangju democratization movement of 1980, the Jeju Uprising of 1948–1949, and the pervasive violence endured under military dictatorships, are not just settings but living embodiments of collective trauma that continue to shape the present. Kang emphasizes the importance of understanding these events to foster awareness and connection to collective trauma. Her work highlights how the wounds of the past, when left unaddressed, can fester and continue to inflict pain across generations. She meticulously reconstructs these historical moments, not through dry factual accounts, but through the lived experiences of her characters, allowing readers to feel the emotional weight and enduring consequences of these tragedies. This approach underscores the profound interconnectedness of individual lives with broader historical currents, demonstrating how personal suffering is often a direct manifestation of larger societal and political oppressions. By meticulously rendering these accounts, Kang's writing serves as a vital act of historical witnessing, ensuring that the voices of the silenced are heard and that the lessons of the past are not lost. Her novels are thus acts of cultural memory, essential for understanding the complex identity of South Korea and the universal human experience of enduring profound historical injury. Han Kang possesses a unique awareness of the connections between body and soul, the living and the dead, a perspective that imbues her narratives with a distinct philosophical depth. Her works explore the intricate dichotomy, and indeed the intrinsic linkage, between the corporeal and the spiritual, presenting a nuanced perspective where the corporeal and the ethereal are not separate but intrinsically linked. This is not a simple dualism, but a recognition of their interwoven existence. Her characters often grapple with profound embodiment, where physical experiences such as intense pain, visceral hunger, or the violation of the flesh become conduits for deeper existential truths. The body, in Kang's hands, is not merely a vessel but a site of profound experience, a surface upon which the impacts of violence, trauma, and memory are etched. Conversely, her narratives frequently delve into the realm of dreams, the landscape of memory, and the depths of the subconscious, demonstrating how the non-physical aspects of existence profoundly shape our perception of reality and our capacity to endure. This exploration extends to the liminal spaces between life and death, where the boundaries blur, and the past continues to exert its influence on the present. Kang's characters may be physically present, yet haunted by spectral presences or deeply entangled with the echoes of those who are no longer alive. This unique framing allows her to investigate the fundamental questions of existence, what it means to be alive, to suffer, to remember, and to transition beyond the physical realm. The body becomes a locus of profound understanding, a testament to the enduring power of the spirit even in the face of immense physical degradation. While the soul and memory carry the weight of past experiences, shaping present realities and future possibilities. Despite the pervasive darkness and profound suffering that permeate Han Kang's literary world, a persistent and compelling theme is the enduring spirit of humanity and the remarkable capacity for resilience. Her narratives, while unflinchingly depicting the depths of human agony, also illuminate the quiet, often unsung, acts of endurance and survival. Kang explores how individuals, when faced with unimaginable suffering and the dehumanizing forces of violence and oppression, can nonetheless find the strength to persist, to preserve their dignity, and to seek moments of grace or meaning amidst despair. The burden of survival is a weighty one, often accompanied by profound psychological scars and the struggle to reconcile past horrors with the demands of present life. Yet, her characters consistently strive to preserve their humanity, even when subjected to acts designed to strip them of it. The pursuit of dignity remains a significant stake, especially in the face of overwhelming brutality and the systematic attempts to erase individual identity. This resilience is not presented as an easy victory, but as a hard-won struggle. A testament to the indomitable will to exist and to find value in life, however scarred. It is in these moments of quiet defiance, in the simple act of continuing to live and to feel, that Kang finds the most profound expressions of the human spirit. Her work suggests that even in the most dire circumstances, the potential for connection, for love, and for the preservation of inner integrity remains, offering a powerful counterpoint to the overwhelming forces of destruction. The sheer act of bearing witness, of continuing to create and to remember, becomes itself an act of profound resilience. A testament to the enduring power of the human will to overcome even the most insurmountable odds. Silence, in the intricate tapestry of Han Kang's literary world, occupies a position of profound significance. It is not depicted as a void, an absence of sound or expression, but rather as a charged, potent space brimming with unspoken grief. Desires that have remained unvoiced, and anxieties that linger just beneath the surface of consciousness. Kang views silence as a form of communication, a language in its own right, capable of conveying depths of emotion and meaning that words often fail to capture. She posits that silence is also a kind of language, highlighting its communicative power and its crucial role in shaping both individual characters and the overarching narrative structure. Her characters often exist in a space where what is unsaid carries as much, if not more, weight than what is spoken. This can manifest as a deliberate withholding of truth, a profound inability to articulate overwhelming experiences, or a collective, unspoken understanding that binds individuals together through shared suffering. The deliberate use of silence in her narratives creates a palpable atmosphere, inviting readers to engage with the unspoken, to infer the subtext, and to feel the weight of things left unsaid. Furthermore, language itself is often portrayed as a primary character within her works, with words carrying profound meaning and possessing the power to articulate even the incommunicable. Kang explores the limitations and the immense power of language to both wound and to heal, to obscure and to reveal. She grapples with the challenge of finding words for experiences that seem to defy linguistic representation, such as extreme trauma or profound existential dread. Her meticulous crafting of prose, often described as restrained and poetic, demonstrates her profound understanding of how carefully chosen words, or the deliberate absence thereof, can evoke the most powerful emotional responses. The interplay between silence and language in her work creates a rich tapestry, where the unspoken and the articulated converge to illuminate the complex contours of the human heart and mind. Han Kang confronts fundamental questions regarding the nature of innocence and guilt, probing the long-lasting questions about the possibility/impossibility of innocence in this world, which is mingled with such violence and beauty. Her narratives delve into the complexities of human morality, especially within contexts saturated by both immense suffering and moments of unexpected grace. She challenges the notion of pure innocence, suggesting that in a world inherently marked by violence and imperfection, the lines between victim and perpetrator, or between guilt and blamelessness, can become irrevocably blurred. Her characters often find themselves navigating moral landscapes where clear-cut distinctions are impossible, forcing them to confront the uncomfortable reality that even those who suffer are not entirely free from complicity, nor those who inflict harm entirely devoid of a flicker of humanity. This exploration extends to the universal human experience of grappling with existential questions of right and wrong in a world that often defies easy moral categorization. Kang does not offer simplistic answers but rather invites readers into a contemplative space, encouraging them to ponder the intricate web of causality and consequence that defines human actions. Her works highlight the profound paradox of existence, the coexistence of immense beauty and profound brutality, and how these seemingly contradictory elements shape our understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. By examining the persistent questions of innocence and guilt, Kang underscores the inherent complexity of the human condition and the ongoing struggle to maintain moral integrity in a world that is far from pristine. At the core of Han Kang's literary project is the persistent search for self and a profound exploration of what it means to truly be human. Her narratives are deeply invested in understanding the multifaceted nature of human experience, encompassing the capacity to suffer, to love, to endure, and to find meaning even in the face of overwhelming darkness. This search for self is not a linear journey but a complex, often arduous process of self-discovery that unfolds against the backdrop of profound personal and historical trials. Her characters are frequently engaged in a deep introspection, attempting to reconcile their fragmented experiences, their inherited traumas, and their individual desires with the larger forces that shape their lives. Kang's works invite readers to contemplate the fundamental questions of existence: what defines us, how do we make sense of our lives, and where do we find purpose when confronted with the seemingly insurmountable challenges of pain and loss? Her narratives are characterized by a deep empathy for the human struggle, a recognition of the vulnerability and the strength inherent in every individual. The search for meaning is often intertwined with the confrontation of suffering. It is through enduring hardship that characters often gain a deeper understanding of themselves and the world around them. Kang's literary vision is thus one that champions the enduring power of the human spirit to seek understanding, to connect with others, and to find pockets of light within even the most profound existential gloom. Her novels offer a powerful testament to the ongoing human endeavor to understand oneself and to forge a meaningful existence. Human Acts, published in 2014, stands as a monumental engagement with collective trauma, centering on the devastating events of the 1980 Gwangju Uprising. This novel transcends conventional storytelling by employing a multivocal structure, weaving together fragmented narratives from various perspectives, from the voices of the deceased to the recollections of survivors and even the detached observations of perpetrators. This intricate mosaic of voices serves to capture the sheer horror and the enduring pain of state-sponsored brutality, moving beyond mere historical recounting to an immersive experience of the event's psychic toll. The novel meticulously interrogates the very nature of violence itself, exploring how it not only inflicts physical devastation but also profoundly dehumanizes both the victim and, in its own disturbing way, the perpetrator. Kang's literary approach in Human Acts is designed to confront readers with the visceral reality of suffering, stripping away any romanticized notions of conflict or heroism. The text is lauded for its exceptional ability to take us beneath the body counts and data points to the real cost of human cruelty. It achieves this through intense, often visceral, and stark descriptions that emphasize the physical violation and psychological torment experienced by individuals. By eschewing a singular, authoritative voice, Kang creates a powerful sense of collective witness, demonstrating how the trauma of Gwangju reverberated through countless lives and continues to shape the national consciousness. The novel's fragmented structure mirrors the disorienting and shattering impact of such widespread violence, allowing the reader to piece together the profound human cost through a deeply empathetic and unflinching lens. The Vegetarian, a seminal work by Han Kang, published in 2007, delves into a complex tapestry of themes, critically examining suffering through the lens of food, consumption, and refusal. At its core, the novel explores an ecofeminist critique of carneism and patriarchal structures, portraying a protagonist whose radical rejection of meat consumption becomes a potent symbol of her rebellion against societal norms and personal oppression. This refusal is not merely a dietary choice but a profound philosophical statement, a reclaiming of bodily autonomy and a withdrawal from a system perceived as inherently violent and destructive. The novel, structured in 3 parts from the perspectives of the protagonist's husband, brother-in-law, and sister, offers a fragmented yet compelling exploration of societal pressures, artistic rebellion, and the disintegration of self. The central character, Yang Hai, her desire to become a plant, signifies a profound withdrawal from a world she perceives as inherently violent and corrupt. This act of plantification can be interpreted as an extreme response to the pervasive brutality and unspoken rules that govern human interaction, a desperate attempt to escape the confines of a fleshly existence that has become unbearable. The novel's narrative structure, with its shifting viewpoints, mirrors the elusive nature of understanding, suggesting that truth is often multifaceted and subject to individual interpretation. It highlights how societal norms can alienate individuals who deviate from the expected path, pushing them towards isolation and existential crisis. Beyond its ecofeminist dimensions, the novel intricately examines the intricate landscape of the human psyche, particularly as it intersects with mental illness and societal perceptions of sanity. The protagonist's descent into a state of detached passivity and her eventual transformation into something perceived as plant-like raise profound questions about the nature of consciousness, identity, and the boundaries of the human form. Kang's prose in The Vegetarian is characterized by a stark beauty, rendering both the mundane and the extraordinary with a chilling precision. The novel masterfully explores the intricate relationship between the physical body, its desires, and its capacity for suffering, linking these experiences to a deeper existential alienation. It challenges readers to confront their own complicity in systems of consumption and to reconsider the societal pressures that often lead individuals to a profound sense of disconnection from themselves and the natural world. The work is a testament to Kang's ability to weave together disparate threads of social commentary, philosophical inquiry, and psychological exploration into a compelling and unsettling narrative. We Do Not Part, published in 2021, offers a poignant and deeply resonant exploration of the Jeju Uprising of 1948 to 1949. Delving into how historical tragedies profoundly shape personal lives and collective memory. The novel does not present a straightforward historical account but rather focuses on the delicate threads of human connection that persist and even strengthen in the face of overwhelming violence and loss. Kang examines the enduring legacy of this historical trauma, illustrating how its ripples continue to affect individuals and communities generations later. The act of remembering, and the struggle to pass on that memory, becomes a central theme, highlighting the importance of keeping the past alive to understand the present. In a profound act of defiance against erasure and forgetting, the continuation of life itself, and the maintenance of human bonds, are portrayed as acts of profound resilience. The novel captures the quiet determination of individuals to preserve their stories and their relationships, even when surrounded by the specter of mass death and societal upheaval. Kang's literary style in We Do Not Part is characterized by a tender yet unflinching portrayal of human vulnerability and strength. She emphasizes the profound impact of historical events on intimate relationships, demonstrating how love, loss, and memory are inextricably bound together. The narrative suggests that even in the darkest of times, the human capacity for connection, for empathy, and for the simple, persistent act of living, serves as a powerful testament to the enduring spirit of humanity. It is a novel that speaks to the importance of bearing witness, of cherishing the fragments of human experience that survive immense historical devastation. Han Kang's distinctive literary style is a carefully cultivated instrument for articulating the profound depths of human pain and the intricate nuances of existence. Her prose is frequently described as intense, lyrical prose that is both tender and brutal, a duality that allows her to capture the full spectrum of human experience, from the most exquisite sensitivities to the most devastating brutalities. She employs a poetic and experimental style, infusing her narratives with a poetic sensibility that elevates even the most harrowing subject matter. Her language is often characterized as calm, restrained, and poetic, with a deliberate economy of words that allows each phrase to carry profound meaning, creating a potent and resonant effect on the reader. This careful control of language is balanced by a visceral and grounded approach to description. Kang offers a raw, unflinching, and deeply empathetic portrayal of trauma, grief, utilizing stark, often graphic, descriptions focusing on bodily decay, wounds, smells, and physical sensations. This grounding in the physical reality of suffering emphasizes the violation experienced by victims, making abstract horrors tangible and deeply felt. Furthermore, her literary technique often mirrors the disorienting nature of traumatic experience itself, featuring a fragmented and fluid structure. This approach captures disjointed impressions, recurring images, and emotional states that defy chronological ordering, allowing readers to experience the disorienting impact of trauma authentically, rather than through a neatly ordered, objective recounting. This sophisticated interplay of poetic lyricism, visceral detail, and fragmented narrative structure makes Han Kang's work a unique and powerful exploration of the human condition. enabling her to portray suffering and resilience with unparalleled depth and emotional resonance. Han Kang's literary explorations of the body-soul and life-death dichotomies are characterized by a profound philosophical sophistication, moving beyond simplistic dualisms to embrace a more integrated and fluid understanding of existence. She possesses a unique awareness of the connections between body and soul, the living and the dead. A perspective that allows her to present a nuanced perspective, where the corporeal and the ethereal are not separate but intrinsically linked. Her characters often experience intense physical realities, such as pain, hunger, or extreme bodily violation. Not as mere biological events, but as profound conduits for existential insight. The body becomes a site of deep experience, a tangible manifestation of suffering, memory, and the struggle for survival. Simultaneously, her narratives delve deeply into the non-physical realms of dreams, memory, and the subconscious, demonstrating how these aspects of being shape our perception of reality and our capacity to endure. The boundaries between the living and the dead are often porous in her work, with the past exerting a palpable influence on the present, and the echoes of those lost continuing to resonate within the lives of the survivors. This exploration of the liminal spaces between life and death is not an exercise in the supernatural but a philosophical inquiry into the enduring nature of consciousness, memory, and human connection that transcends physical cessation. Kang's approach suggests that the essence of a person, their spirit or soul, is not confined by the physical form but extends into a broader, interconnected existence. This integration of the corporeal and the ethereal allows for a more holistic understanding of human suffering, resilience, and the ultimate questions of mortality and existence, portraying life and death not as absolute opposites but as interconnected states within a larger continuum of being. The global recognition of Hong Kong with the 2024 Nobel Prize in Literature marks a pivotal moment, not only for the author but also for the broader acknowledgement of South Korean literature on the international stage. This esteemed award signifies a societal recognition of the deeply ingrained historical traumas that have shaped South Korea, and it highlights the critical role that literature plays in the complex process of national healing and remembrance. Kang's literary contributions align perfectly with the Nobel Prize's long-standing tradition of honoring authors who engage with universal human themes, delving into the profound depths of human experience with courage and artistry. Her work is increasingly viewed as essential for fostering global empathy, for encouraging a more profound and honest confrontation with the past, and for illuminating the remarkable capacity of human beings to endure and to find meaning even amidst the most challenging circumstances. The Nobel Committee's citation, acknowledging her for confronting historical traumas and exposing the fragility of human life, encapsulates the courage and depth that characterize her artistic vision. It underscores the universal relevance of her explorations into violence, suffering, and resilience, resonating with readers across diverse cultural and historical contexts. Han Kang's literary project serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of bearing witness, of giving voice to the voiceless, and of the enduring power of storytelling to foster understanding, compassion, and ultimately, a deeper appreciation for the complexities of the human spirit. Her Nobel Prize is a testament to the universal power of her narrative voice and its profound impact on the global literary landscape. The Swedish Academy's decision to award Hong Kong the Nobel Prize in Literature was not merely an acknowledgement of individual brilliance, but a profound recognition of literature's capacity to confront the darkest corners of human history and the most delicate threads of human experience. The Academy lauded her intense poetic prose that confronts historical traumas and exposes the fragility of human life. This phrasing encapsulates the dual nature of her literary power, a relentless gaze upon societal wounds, coupled with an unwavering empathy for the individual spirit laid bare. Her work, therefore, serves as a vital conduit, not just for recounting events, but for translating the visceral impact of those events onto the canvas of human consciousness. She has become a crucial voice for those whose stories have been marginalized by the grand narratives of history, particularly within the complex and often painful tapestry of South Korean experience. Her narratives are not abstract philosophical treatises. They are deeply embodied explorations of how historical forces and personal lives are inextricably intertwined. The fragility of human life, she exposes, is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to the immense pressure endured by individuals caught in the crosscurrents of political upheaval, social injustice, and the relentless march of time. Through her distinctive literary voice, Kang compels her readers to bear witness to these realities. To feel the weight of past traumas, and to contemplate the enduring resilience of the human spirit. Kang's literary world is intrinsically shaped by the historical crucible of South Korea. Her narratives often engage directly with periods of immense upheaval and collective suffering, such as the Gwangju Uprising. A pivotal and deeply scarring event in the nation's modern history. The Swedish Academy's specific mention of her confronting historical traumas points to her extraordinary ability to transform state-sanctioned violence and societal ruptures into intimate, personal narratives. She acts as a sensitive interpreter of the memories of those who endured state violence, allowing their experiences, often suppressed or distorted by official accounts, to find a resonant voice. This process is not simply archival, it is a deeply artistic act of excavation and recreation, giving shape and form to what might otherwise remain a shapeless void of collective amnesia. By drawing readers into the personal repercussions of historical atrocities, Kang challenges the tendency to abstract away from human suffering, insisting instead on its raw, immediate, and often devastating impact on individual lives. Her work, therefore, becomes a powerful tool for remembrance, urging a society to grapple with its past rather than to bury it under the weight of convenient silences. This confrontation with historical trauma is a cornerstone of her Nobel recognition, highlighting literature's role in fostering collective understanding and, potentially, a path toward healing. Beyond historical reckoning, Kang's literary genius lies in her profound ability to expose the inherent fragility of human existence. Her prose, described as both raw and unflinching, delves into the vulnerability that defines the human condition. This is not a sentimental portrayal of weakness, but a clear-eyed acknowledgement of the delicate balance upon which individual lives and collective societies rest. She meticulously details the ways in which external pressures, political, social, or even biological, can shatter the illusions of security and normalcy, revealing the tender underpinnings of our being. This unflinching examination is interwoven with a deep wellspring of empathy. Kang does not merely observe suffering, she embodies it through her characters, allowing readers to experience the visceral impact of trauma, loss, and existential dread. Her narratives become a space where the unspoken anxieties and profound griefs that often lie dormant within individuals can be brought to the surface. This courage to look directly at human vulnerability, without flinching, is a hallmark of her Nobel-winning artistry, demonstrating that true strength often lies in the honest acknowledgement of our shared fragility. A particularly striking element of Kang's literary vision, and a key factor in her Nobel recognition, is her unique awareness of the intricate connection between the body and the soul, the living and the dead. She navigates the liminal spaces where the physical self intersects with the inner landscape, where the tangible realities of existence bleed into the ephemeral realms of consciousness and memory. Her characters often experience their psychological and emotional states with a profound somatic intensity. Pain, desire, and trauma are not abstract concepts but are felt deeply within the flesh, manifesting in physical sensations that become inseparable from their mental anguish. This deeply embodied perspective extends to her exploration of mortality and legacy. The boundaries between the living and the deceased are porous in her narratives, with the past continually impinging upon the present, and the experiences of those gone continuing to shape the lives of those who remain. This philosophical exploration of interconnectedness, of the persistent echoes of those who have departed, adds a profound layer of resonance to her work, prompting readers to consider the enduring impact of life and death on our very being. The Swedish Academy's citation explicitly mentions Kang's intense poetic prose, a descriptor that immediately distinguishes her from many contemporary novelists. This prose is not merely a vehicle for storytelling, it is an artistic medium in itself, imbued with a unique rhythm, texture, and metaphorical charge. The Academy's further description of this prose as both tender and brutal, lyrical yet restrained, and metaphorically charged, paints a vivid picture of its power. Her sentences possess a carefully calibrated emotional weight, capable of evoking profound tenderness in one moment and stark brutality in the next, often within the same passage. This duality reflects the complex nature of the human experiences she explores. The lyrical quality draws the reader in, creating an immersive atmosphere, while the restraint ensures that the emotional impact is not overwhelming but precisely calibrated, allowing the reader's own consciousness to fill the gaps. The metaphorically charged nature of her language means that each image, each turn of phrase, carries multiple layers of meaning, inviting deep introspection and interpretation. Her prose, therefore, functions as a finely tuned instrument, capable of articulating the ineffable, rendering the intangible tangible, and transforming the act of reading into a profound aesthetic and emotional journey. Han Kang's literary style frequently embraces experimental narrative techniques, a deliberate choice that allows her to transcend the limitations of conventional storytelling. These formal innovations are not mere stylistic flourishes. They are integral to her project of capturing the often ineffable nature of human suffering and resilience. By disrupting chronological linearity, shifting perspectives, or fragmenting narratives, she mirrors the disorienting and fragmented experiences of trauma. These techniques enable her to delve into the psychological landscapes of her characters with an unprecedented depth, moving beyond mere plot progression to explore the intricate workings of memory, consciousness, and emotional response. This experimental approach is particularly crucial when depicting states of mind or emotional experiences that defy easy articulation through traditional prose. It allows her to create a more authentic representation of subjective reality, where past and present, internal and external, can coexist and overlap in complex ways. This willingness to push the boundaries of form underscores her commitment to finding the most potent ways to communicate the profound and often unsettling truths of human existence. The philosophical depth embedded within Han Kang's works is a critical component of her Nobel Prize recognition. Her narratives serve as intricate thought experiments, prompting readers to engage with fundamental questions about existence, morality, and the very essence of being human. She probes the dichotomies that define our reality, the ever-present tension between the physical body and the inner self, the material world and our subjective experience of it. Her exploration of silence, for instance, goes beyond the mere absence of sound. It becomes a charged space, a repository of unspoken emotions, desires, and traumas that language struggles to fully capture. In this charged silence, she finds avenues for resistance, for the subtle assertion of individual will against overwhelming societal pressures. Furthermore, her work is deeply concerned with the search for meaning, particularly in the face of profound darkness and suffering. She interrogates how individuals construct meaning and forge pathways toward resilience when confronted with existential despair. This relentless philosophical inquiry, woven seamlessly into compelling narratives, elevates her work beyond mere storytelling to a profound engagement with the human condition. The Nobel Committee's decision implicitly acknowledges the broader cultural and historical context from which Han Kang's literary voice emerges. While her narratives are deeply rooted in the specific historical traumas and socio-political realities of South Korea, their resonance extends far beyond national borders. The universal themes of suffering, resilience, memory, and the search for meaning that she so powerfully explores connect with readers across diverse cultures and backgrounds. This international recognition signifies a broader societal acknowledgement of the profound impact of South Korea's historical burdens. It highlights the crucial role that literature plays not only in processing individual and collective pain but also in fostering national healing and understanding. By bringing these deeply personal and historically charged narratives to a global stage, Han Kang contributes to a more nuanced and empathetic understanding of South Korea's past and present, demonstrating how literature can bridge divides and foster a shared sense of humanity. The Han Kang effect has emerged to describe the significant wave of international recognition, increased book sales, and heightened critical attention that South Korean literature has experienced in the wake of her award. This phenomenon underscores the global impact of her Nobel Prize, positioning her not only as an individual literary titan but also as a catalyst for broader interest in the rich and diverse literary landscape of South Korea. Her win signals a growing appreciation on the global stage for narratives that offer different perspectives on the human experience, challenging established literary canons and enriching the global cultural dialogue. The Nobel Prize has a tradition of honoring authors who engage with universal human experiences and explore the profound depths of human consciousness. Han Kang's work aligns perfectly with this tradition, demonstrating that literature rooted in specific cultural contexts can indeed achieve universal appeal by speaking to fundamental aspects of what it means to be human, regardless of geographical or historical origins. Among Han Kang's most celebrated works, The Vegetarian stands as a pivotal achievement. Lauded internationally for its surreal and subversive exploration of societal expectations and individual rebellion. Its win of the International Booker Prize in 2016 was a significant precursor to her Nobel recognition, signaling her growing prominence on the global literary scene. This novel, with its unsettling premise and dreamlike narrative, challenged readers to confront uncomfortable truths about conformity, artistic expression, and the very definition of normalcy. Another critically acclaimed work, Human Acts, is particularly noted for its unflinching examination of fascism and the devastating human cost of cruelty. This novel moves beyond abstract discussions of atrocity, plunging the reader into the visceral impact of violence, transforming historical statistics into deeply personal accounts of suffering and survival. These works, alongside others such as The White Book and Greek Lessons, consistently showcase Han Kang's mastery in excavating the complexities of human experience, consistently pushing the boundaries of narrative to articulate the ineffable dimensions of pain, grief, and the persistent search for life's meaning. Han Kang's unwavering dedication to her craft and her profound focus on excavating the deepest layers of human experience have culminated in this most prestigious literary honor. Her ability to translate immense emotional weight into prose that is both beautiful and precisely articulated is a testament to years of disciplined artistic endeavor. She possesses a singular talent for rendering the intangible aspects of consciousness, fear, desire, memory, and longing with startling clarity and sensory detail. This commitment to artistic integrity, to the painstaking work of finding the precise language for complex inner states, is what imbues her writing with such enduring power. It is a recognition that, even when faced with overwhelming darkness, or when humanity seems to falter, the fundamental role of the writer is to continue to create, to remember, and to articulate those aspects of existence that resist easy communication. Her Nobel win, therefore, serves as a powerful validation of the enduring importance of literature in understanding ourselves and the world around us. The Nobel Committee's recognition of Han Kang is a testament to the evolving landscape of global literature, highlighting the increasing visibility and appreciation of diverse narrative perspectives. Her achievement underscores the idea that profound literary insights and universal human truths can emerge from any corner of the world, challenging the long-held dominance of Western literary traditions. Her work, deeply rooted in her Korean heritage yet universally resonant, exemplifies the power of literature to connect disparate experiences and foster a shared understanding of the human condition. This award celebrates not just an individual author's talent but also the rich cultural tapestry that informs her work. It signifies a broader societal acknowledgement of the value of diverse voices and the critical role they play in expanding our collective understanding of the world and ourselves, demonstrating that profound empathy and philosophical inquiry know no geographical boundaries. The specific reasons articulated by the Swedish Academy for bestowing the Nobel Prize upon Han Kang offer a clear blueprint of her literary significance. Her intense poetic prose was not simply an observation of style, but a recognition of its inherent power to carry profound emotional and thematic weight. This prose, characterized by its ability to be both tender and brutal, as well as lyrical yet restrained, allows her to navigate the most harrowing aspects of human experience with a delicate yet unflinching hand. The Academy specifically highlighted her capacity for confronting historical traumas, a feat achieved through her deeply empathetic portrayals of individuals caught in the maelstrom of political violence and societal upheaval. Furthermore, her talent for exposing the fragility of human life was cited as a key strength, showcasing her unflinching gaze upon the vulnerabilities that define our existence. This combination of poetic artistry, historical engagement, and profound empathy for the human condition forms the bedrock of her literary achievement, demonstrating her unique ability to articulate the ineffable and to challenge readers to confront uncomfortable truths with courage and compassion. Han Kang's literary landscape is rich with imagery and symbolism that powerfully convey the pervasive nature of pain, grief, and silence. These abstract concepts are not merely stated but are meticulously rendered through concrete and evocative metaphors that resonate deeply with the reader. For instance, in The Vegetarian, the act of refusing to eat becomes a potent symbol of a desire to shed the burdensome physicality of existence and escape the pressures of a world that demands constant consumption and conformity. The character's physical deterioration mirrors their internal dissolution, a visceral manifestation of profound psychological distress. In Human Acts, the imagery associated with violence is not abstract but disturbingly physical, emphasizing the raw, bodily impact of cruelty. Descriptions of fragmented bodies, unspeakable wounds, and the chilling absence of life serve as stark reminders of the brutal reality of state-sponsored terror. Silence in her works is rarely an empty void, it is a charged space, pregnant with unspoken words, repressed emotions, and the lingering presence of the dead. This potent use of imagery and symbolism allows Hong Kong to imbue her narratives with a layered depth, transforming abstract human suffering into tangible, unforgettable experiences for the reader, thereby underscoring the profound connection between the external world and the internal landscape of human consciousness. To fully grasp the depth and significance of Han Kang's literary contributions, it is essential to situate her work within its historical and existential contexts. Her narratives are intrinsically linked to the tumultuous modern history of South Korea, a nation that has experienced profound periods of occupation, war, division, and rapid industrialization, often accompanied by significant political repression and social upheaval. Events like the Gwangju Uprising, which she so powerfully depicts, are not mere historical footnotes but deeply embedded traumas that have shaped the collective consciousness of the nation. This historical backdrop provides the fertile ground for her exploration of themes such as state violence, individual resistance, and the enduring quest for justice and reconciliation. Simultaneously, Han Kang's work transcends specific historical moments to engage with universal existential questions about the human condition. She probes the fundamental nature of suffering, the search for meaning in a seemingly indifferent universe, the complex relationship between the self and the other, and the inherent fragility and resilience of human life. Her writing invites readers to contemplate what it means to be alive, to suffer, to love, and to endure in a world that often presents overwhelming challenges, connecting the specific historical pain of her homeland to the universal anxieties and aspirations of humanity. While Han Kang's literary achievements have garnered widespread acclaim and a prestigious Nobel Prize, critical perspectives are essential for a balanced understanding of her work. Some critiques have focused on the intensely visceral and often disturbing nature of her depictions of violence and suffering, while many laud this unflinching realism as a necessary confrontation with difficult truths, others find it can be overwhelming or even gratuitous, raising questions about the boundary between catharsis and discomfort. Additionally, the highly experimental nature of some of her narrative techniques, while lauded for their innovative capacity, has at times been perceived by some readers or critics as distancing, potentially creating a barrier to emotional connection with the characters. Furthermore, while her philosophical inquiries are widely admired, interpretations of her stances on issues like resistance, trauma, and healing can vary. Some may find her narratives to be bleak, offering little in the way of conventional hope, while others champion her unflinching honesty as a form of profound, albeit difficult, solace. These diverse critical viewpoints, while not diminishing her overall literary stature, provide a more nuanced appreciation of the complexity and multifaceted impact of Han Kang's powerful and enduring body of work. The recognition of Hong Kong with the Nobel Prize in Literature signifies a profound moment, celebrating an author whose intense poetic prose confronts historical traumas and exposes the fragility of human life. This prestigious award acknowledges her distinctive voice, which intricately weaves together the physical and the spiritual, the living and the departed, all through an approach to contemporary writing that is both innovative and deeply resonant. She stands as the first South Korean author to achieve this ultimate literary honor, a testament to the universal power and reach of her storytelling. Kang's literary methodology itself often mirrors the fractured and elusive quality inherent in the experience of trauma. Rather than adhering to linear timelines or the comfortable coherence of memory, her narratives deliberately disrupt conventional structures. This stylistic choice is not an artistic affectation but a profound immersion technique, designed to allow readers to viscerally comprehend the disorienting, destabilizing impact of traumatic events. The structural audacity of her work, characterized by lyrical language and the strategic deployment of recurring motifs and images, becomes the very vehicle through which profound grief, the burden of memory, and the pervasive sense of loss are articulated. This deliberate fragmentation serves as a potent echo of how traumatic experiences often manifest as disjointed episodes, fragmented recollections, and the agonizing challenge of navigating a world irrevocably altered by such events. A central pillar within Han Kang's literary universe is her unflinching exploration of collective trauma, most notably brought to the forefront in her seminal work, Human Acts. In this powerful novel, Kang moves beyond a singular, monolithic recounting of historical suffering. Instead, she constructs a multivocal tapestry, meticulously weaving together the threads of profound suffering, indomitable resilience, and the inescapable reality of loss. This is achieved through the distinct perspectives of a diverse array of characters, each bearing their own unique burden and offering a different lens through which to view the cataclysmic events. This deliberate polyphony serves a crucial narrative purpose. It actively resists any attempt at a singular, overly simplified interpretation of history's most harrowing moments. By embracing multiplicity, Kang emphasizes the pervasive, far-reaching, and enduring impact of historical tragedies, underscoring that such events leave indelible marks not just on individuals, but on the very fabric of society for generations to come. Yet, amidst this depiction of immense suffering, her work also illuminates the quiet, often understated strength and deep-seated resilience found within individuals who carry the immense weight of history. She meticulously demonstrates the enduring, tenacious capacity for love, for connection, and for remembrance that persists even in the face of unimaginable hardship and profound loss. Within the context of her narratives, the concept of healing is not presented as a swift or definitive resolution, but rather as an ongoing, arduous, and deeply personal process of acknowledging, confronting, and ultimately integrating the shadows of the past into the present. Kang's prose is distinguished by an almost visceral intensity, focusing with remarkable precision on the physical and psychological landscapes of her characters. This intimate, often disquieting, immersion into the human psyche under extreme duress offers readers stark insights into the profound depths of human experience when pushed to its absolute limits. Her exploration of violence is multifaceted, extending beyond overt sensational acts to encompass the insidious forms of institutionalized and normalized covert violence that often permeate the seemingly ordinary routines of everyday life. These are the subtler aggressions, the systemic oppressions, and the unspoken cruelties that, while less dramatic, can inflict equally profound and lasting damage. Her novels are widely recognized for their experimental spirit and their deeply metaphorical language, all rendered through a style that is at once calm, restrained, and profoundly poetic. While her novels have garnered the most international acclaim, her forays into poetry and short fiction, though perhaps more elliptical and demanding in their themes, reveal a similar innovative impulse and a mastery of evocative imagery and linguistic nuance. These shorter works, while often more abstract, contribute to the broader thematic concerns of her oeuvre, exploring the inner lives and subtle emotional currents that might be harder to capture in the larger canvases of her novels. Silence, in the intricate tapestry of Kang's literary world, occupies a position of profound significance. It is not depicted as a void, an absence of sound or expression, but rather as a charged, potent space brimming with unspoken grief, desires that have remained unvoiced, and anxieties that linger just beneath the surface of consciousness. This nuanced portrayal suggests that silence can function in dual capacities. It can serve as a sanctuary, a protective space where the vulnerable self can retreat from an overwhelming world, yet it can also act as a prison, trapping individuals within their internal struggles and isolating them from connection and understanding. This duality perfectly reflects those internal states that often elude the precise articulation of language, those complex emotional currents that remain stubbornly ineffable. The Swedish Academy's explicit recognition of this intricate understanding of silence's communicative power underscores a key element of Kang's literary genius. They acknowledge that she understands silence not as a lack of meaning, but as a profound repository of meaning. A space where truths that cannot be spoken are nonetheless powerfully felt and understood, both by the characters and, through her prose, by the reader. Kang's literary contributions align with the Nobel Prize's long-standing tradition of honoring authors whose work grapples with universal themes, and who demonstrate extraordinary courage in their fearless exploration of the human condition. Her novels and essays are deeply philosophical endeavors, inviting readers into profound contemplation on the very essence of existence, the complexities of morality, and the mysterious nature of consciousness. She consistently engages with the enduring dichotomy between the physical body and the inner soul, the tangible realities of the external world and the intangible landscape of inner experience, and the profound, often unanswerable, mysteries surrounding life and death. Concepts such as the pervasive nature of silence, the myriad forms of resistance against oppression, And the persistent search for meaning even in the face of overwhelming despair are central to her work. The Nobel Committee's citation of her intense poetic prose that confronts historical traumas and exposes the fragility of human life encapsulates this profound engagement. Her literary project serves as a powerful reminder of the enduring impact of history on individual lives and the universal human quest for understanding and resilience.